Now you're welcome. Let's review the headlines for the dailies, which you might be grabbing this morning. A very exciting headlines for this morning. And of course, I have Mary here with me. Thank you very much, Mary, for joining. Let's do this together.
Okay.
We're going to be starting from the Tribune newspaper this morning, and it is loaded, even if I say so myself. First big headline here, President Tinubu's era begins, and it has a list of some of his policies, his policy thrust. I'm going to take them one by one. Okay. All subsidy gone. CBN must work toward unified exchange rate. Multiple taxation, anti-investment inhibitions to be reviewed. Investors, foreign businesses will be able to expatriate their hard-earned dividends home. Interest rates need to be reduced. Currency swap policy to be reviewed. Electricity will become more accessible. States to be encouraged to develop local sources. And there's more on page 4 for the Tribune newspaper. There's a lot that concerns each and every Nigerian inside of this policy list.
So there was an essay to be written yesterday for the little one. So that made me have to go through the speech all over again. And I found it really interesting. Two things struck me. One, while he was making his speech, he only had bullet points. He said everything from memory. And I found that really commendable because he's known for his intelligence. The second thing that struck me was how almost every area in Nigeria was touched in his speech. So here goes. He was talking about the CBN. Now, people have been worried about the currency swap
policy,
and the issues. And he says it's going to be reviewed. And as far as he's concerned, in his administration, until further notice, both the old and the new currency
will continue to be in circulation.
Stay valid, and they will continue to be in circulation. Now, besides that, the issue of multiple taxation is one that usually frightens off investors. So he's saying, okay, I'd like to bring in investors. I'd like to encourage you to come. Don't worry, there will be no problem with your money. Your money will be repatriated as you expect. And of course, as several other of such. And
so many. And the fact is, you did mention it, everybody is invested in every single policy, especially electricity. That's something that everybody is
electricity.
About. There's more headlines on the front page for the Tribune. Before exit, Buhari names airport after self, Awolowo, Idiagbon, Okadigbo, and others. That on page 7. And of course, the announcement here of Raymond Dokwesi as he dies at 71. We talked about that just this morning. Fuel queue surface as Tinubu's position on subsidy removal. After the announcement, I mean, everybody was witness to that. Fuel stations got all flooded with everybody heading to the fueling stations for panic buying. However, the Minister of Petroleum has come out to tell that be patient, don't worry, we have enough in store to last for a very long time. And he actually welcomed the idea of the removal. So it's safe to say that there's thought that's been put into it, or at least something that has been, a structure has been made from before.
So this is a Nigerian problem. An announcement is made. No official declaration has been made. This was in the president's speech. He didn't say henceforth. He said full subsidy removal will be suspended. I find it worrisome what the petroleum companies are putting Nigerians through, and have continuously done so. You cannot find fuel anywhere. The few places that are open, the queues are insane because everyone wants to try to get fuel. It's ridiculous.
All right.
But then I heard diesel prices went down. I'm surprised. 660 in some places. I'm
Only
like,
just by a fraction.
Yeah, by 200. Over 200.
Let's move on now to the Punch newspaper. You want to take that real quick? For the Punch
yes, I will. Okay, so the Punch newspaper has this. Nigeria will not break up, says Tinubu. Meets US, UK, Saudi Arabia envoys. And then, of course, the president says Nigeria will continue to exist. Promises not to be a dictator. Ipman opposes full subsidy removal. Queues resurface in Abuja, Lagos, others. Biden writes President Tinubu, says Nigeria's success is the world's success. So that's the big one there, considering the fact that it does seem like, indeed, a new dispensation has begun. Still on the front page of the Punch newspaper, we have this one from former President Jonathan, who says, my cabinet members feared being jailed by Buhari. Up here, we also see Tinubu, Obaseki, others mourn as Dokwesi dies at 71. That was a breaking story as at yesterday afternoon. Now, down here, we see Sanwo-Olu Abiodun sworn in for second term. Zamfara governor laments empty treasury. A mother-daughters found dead in Lagos. Lagos shop, please kill man. Probe begins as rampaging youth sets Lagos police station ablaze. You see that setting Lagos police station ablaze is the one I find really worrisome. Because I remember the Agege police station was only just recently fixed, as well as others. It's sad, though. Yeah. It's sad.
I wanted to just point out the last point there on the right. Biden writes, President Tinubu says Nigeria's success is world success. We'll come back to that in just a bit. But let's take a look at The Guardian while we've just noted that scarcity trails, subsidy removal as Tinubu begins house cleaning. Not much on the front page for The Guardian, but Tinubu's house cleaning agenda here is put in the chart for easy understanding here. There's so much which we have stated from the last paper, but wanted to touch on the fact that there has been plenty of groundwork from before he was even inaugurated as president, with him visiting other nations and all. And there seems to be a certain interest, international interest in Nigeria. Not like this hasn't been from before, but perhaps maybe a renewed one right now with the new dispensation. What could we be hoping for? Is it going to go good for the citizenry, especially the individual whose pocket is right now not telling in the red, let's put it so. So we're hoping for good international collaborations and all of that. And I think hope is in the air, let's put it so, and we're hoping that everything would be to our advantage as individuals. We're hoping for the best for our nation.
Foreign policy is also a major deal for the new president. He mentioned that, especially regarding ECOWAS and West African sub-regions. He did state that he's hoping to promote peace and unity amongst Africans in the hope of developing the continent as a whole. So they're promises, and they seem like achievable promises, because it seems really simple and relatable to so many people. So we can only keep our fingers crossed and hope that within the next 4 years, all of these promises will be kept.
Grand. Well, thank you very much. That will be all that we have for the headlines. Thank you very much, Mary. That was a fantastic one. And hopefully you pick up 1 or 2 of these. And you could also share with us what you think. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.